Hey guys, Dazzling Magic here, and even more weirdness with Modern Masters 2017, aka MM3. No surprise there, it's pretty unprecedented a reprint set of this caliber, but Modern really needed it. The price was getting out of control, too many people couldn't afford to play it, and that's just not good for the game. Plus, when there's just value sitting out there, plus customers that want something, you make a product. I mean, it's just business 101. This is not surprising to me in the least. So we have about 10 days before it comes out. The launch date is Friday the 17th or like Thursday the 16th at midnight, basically. I don't think a whole lot of LGSs do that, by the way, midnight releases, because nobody cares. And who's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna, go home at 12:30 and open all my boxes. That sounds like something I want to do at midnight. But anyway, the price was spiking a little tiny bit above MSRP on eBay, which is the only place I care about. Could care less about, big self-run sites, and I don't use TCG Player, and who gives a crap about Amazon? I hate them. So eBay is kind of real. That's like the realest one that you can use, in my opinion. So right now, between $215 and $218 for a sealed booster box. So it's already fallen 20 below the MSRP. Well, considering nobody shipped anything yet, nothing changed, what the hell? Like, it went from 180 to like 250 and now back down to like 215-ish. This whole time, nothing has shipped. Nobody has too many. Most people don't even know how many they're getting at this point. My distributor still hasn't told me. They just told me it's less than 32 boxes. They have said that there isn't a second wave confirmed yet, so that's fun. I guarantee you there will be. There's no way in hell that they're just going to send one wave. That just isn't compatible with their whole thought process and logic about this set. So why is the price fluctuating? Well, the simple short version is because people are incredibly clueless and stupid. It's basically greedy, stupid investors who have no idea what they're doing and haven't been in the market long enough. So you know how very, very, very early on I said that the barely adjusted EV of a box, as in, the price of the cards without time to drop because of the fact that they're in this set, like we're talking like $150 Tarmogoyfs, although this was before Tarmogoyf was announced. Only about half the cards were announced, but it looked like the box EV was between 470 and like 510. So everybody ends the whole 180 a box thing because, hello, the box EV is $500. And I think some people legitimately were too stupid and too clueless about how Magic works and how the market has been working in the last couple of years. They didn't realize that the singles price were going to fall before the boxes came out, not after. It's just the rumor of supply, and the people who know what they're doing, usually, for the most part, when it comes to setting the pre-order prices for the singles and the day one prices for the singles, they usually know what they're doing. So when you look up those cumulatively right now, without commons, it's about $314 per box EV, and with the commons, it's like $365. So still very, very, very good. But it's not $500 good. So what's the result? Oh, the boxes dropped from $250 to $215. Well, who the hell is that stupid? I mean, like, seriously, if you're that dumb and that clueless that you don't know how singles prices work and how box EVs work and what the graphs look like for past sets, you probably shouldn't be buying Magic products, and especially at this volume. Now, why do I blame it on clueless people? Well, because this is the first time ever that Modern Masters has been sold to non-WPN locations. So maybe people, when it comes to 100% full reprint sets, they have quite literally never sold one in their entire life. They just know standard. So, okay, I get it, but that's why I always tell people, if you really feel like you know what you're talking about and you know what's up, just ignore everybody else, ignore the trends, ignore like the current real price, and just go with what you know. Remember at the end of the video where I was covering the fact that boxes were going for 180 without even knowing what's in it, and I said, no way, Wizards has been doing nothing but trying to make as much money as possible lately. There's no way that they're not going to stuff every single expensive card ever in all of Modern, pretty much, into the set. And I think I gave it a 75% chance that they're just going to go nuts on what cards are included. Well, I was right. And that's the thing. That's why I told people, yeah, I mean, maybe you should put in a pre-order at 180. I hate the whole pre-order system in general, and I warned people that they were going to start canceling orders. Because I was right about that too, but that's not even me guessing. That's because that is what happens. That's what has happened in the past. So, I mean, when I know that a single is going to go up, like certain white humans in Eldritch Moon and Shadows, I mean, you just know they're too good of a card to be sold for 50 cents. You just know that. Then sit on the card. I mean, I always encourage people, if you have a strong feeling based on experience and knowledge and evidence, you might as well, take an action in accordance with that, because more than 50% of the time you're probably going to be right. I mean, you can't be right every time, but you're going to make a little bit of money or save a little bit of money if you are right on most of this stuff. And I mean, another example, I told people, do not pre-order and do not buy Plane Chase Anthology for $150. That is a complete fantasy price, utterly ridiculous. I guarantee you a week or two later on eBay, you're going to be able to get these for below $100. I told that to everybody I know, and, there it is. Well, how did I know? It's because nobody freaking plays Plane Chase. I mean, that's all the logic you need. Okay, if the singles were hot, that's another thing. But before we even knew what was in it, I told people, yeah, it's almost definitely going to fall below 150, because 150 for something that people don't play is stupid. If the MSRP was 100, I wouldn't have said that. So if you've got a gut feeling on something, go for it. I have a pretty strong gut feeling that there's going to be a wave 2, but that Wizards is being secretive about it to ensure slightly higher prices on wave 1. It beefs up the pre-order quantity, the pre-order count, and makes single sellers really aggressively try to get everything they can, and that ups sales. And then they're going to come with the second wave with the least amount of warning possible. That's how you make the most money. So that's what they're going to do. I mean, I would put money on that if there was a casino that allowed Wizards of the Coast decision betting. I would actually love to see that. Oh my God. There was actually a Bitcoin website where you could bet on literally anything at all. Their staff would approve the question if they thought they could reasonably find out an answer, and then they would give the money to the winner. It was so funny. Some people would take really long odds, like 10,000 to 1, if the Earth gets hit by a meteorite larger than a basketball in the next month or something, and people would actually bet on that. They bet the equivalent of 10 cents because they would make $100 if it came true. So I thought that was pretty funny. So the way it sits, what is my official advice? Because while I have a near 100% track record in the last couple weeks about everything I've said about the set thus far. So my official well sought after advice, if you want to know when to buy a box specifically, I would say either, yes, do pre-order right now for about $215. I don't think it'll drop really below $200. I mean, you could kind of watch. I think with just the hype and the awareness, people saying, I'm picking up my box in 2 days, and hey, did you hear that the release is in 3 days? That kind of everybody's talking about it. That might drive up interest just by putting it on people's radar again, because right now people are like, oh, it doesn't come out till the end of the month, basically. Yeah, screw it, I'll forget about it. So just the awareness is going to drive up demand, and if people can't get their orders filled at their LGS, they're going to go online. So I think very, very close to release time, and after, it'll have a little bit of a sealed product spike. But then, like I said, wave 2, there has to be a wave 2. I would be shocked if there's not a wave 2. So if you wait for that, every single seller is like, okay, I opened wave 1. Do I really want wave 2? Because I don't know a week from now what's going to happen in the singles price with wave 2. I'm not touching it. And then the demand just falls off a cliff. So I think that Wizards is going to print this to death. There might even be a wave 3, 4, 5. Who knows? So you could wait until then, because I think it might be around maybe 190, 200, 210 around there for a sealed product, sealed box, that late after. But then you'd have to just wait that long. Oh, and it goes without saying at this point, because I'm the millionth person to say it, if you want a specific card, just buy the damn single. Don't buy a box. Now, speaking of singles, that's what worries me. I may not open more than a very small amount of boxes of it, because I'm a little bit worried about not really the price, the EV, the value, the singles dollar amount, but the level of actual like marketability of the cards, the number of people that will actually buy them, which eventually will drive down the price over and over and over until people, just like undercut each other until they're practically free. But just like day one, day two, day three, I've had certain standard sets where I've sold less than 10% of my singles in the first 3 days. And then I start getting worried how badly and how quickly are the prices going to fall. And usually it just means people don't really know what to build. They may not believe that certain $15 cards are worth $15, like Heart of the Kieran or Heart of Kieran. And then they just want to wait for the tournament to have somebody do the work for them and tell them what to do. I'm making such a surprised face right now, you just can't see it. So stupid net decking sheep can result in, low standard buy volume, I guess you'd call it, market size, whatever. But these are all reprints, and that's the problem. If people really want to pay the anticipated day one price, they could literally do it right now with the cards that used to exist, like the older versions. Like if you want a Tarmogoyf, I guarantee an older Tarmogoyf is pretty damn close to the current Tarmogoyf price. You could just go buy one right now. It just won't be the new shiny, Modern Masters one. But if you buy it light play, you might even get it for like $70. I don't know. So what's stopping people from cleaning out the entire market right now while people, just liquidate their stores of singles, before the price drops just down the toilet like 2 months from now, potentially? So when the singles are being sold before I can even open them, that's not good, because there goes potential customers out the window. Now, the other sole question I have to worry about is how many people are playing Modern that don't already own the cards? And that could be a concerningly low number. I mean, with just people I know, which is, quite a lot of people, a lot of them are like, yeah, my Modern deck's halfway done being built. My Commander deck is 75% done. I just need some more cards, and it's an availability and a money thing. So maybe now that they're like, oh, cheap opportunistic cards from a reprint set, cool, I'm gonna finish it. Okay, cool. I think certain cards like the fetch lands, I mean, people are in line waiting for those. Like they ain't gonna pay 80, but they're just waiting and waiting and waiting. So their deck's like all set except they're using some second-rate garbage land. They just need the fetch lands. So those things are going to fly. I mean, they're just going to sell really damn quick. But you got the obscure cards where it's like how many people are kind of coming up with their own rogue-ish or like tier 2 or lower deck that uses like a $3 rare instead of a $30 rare? I don't know. I have no idea how many people that might be. Is it enough to soak up an equivalent number of a crappy rare as a really good rare? And if the answer is no, the price is going to be 50 cents in a heartbeat. So the singles prices I'm worried about, they might stay good. It might be like another case of, oh, everybody's talking about Modern. I've never played it. Maybe I should get into it now because it looks like a good time to get into it. And these people literally have to build their entire deck from scratch now. How many people might that describe? I have no idea. And I don't like having no idea. So I'm nervous about selling singles. So I'm thinking, I've got quite a few boxes on like soft pre-order, which means I haven't collected the money. They're just like, oh, call me when you get one in. I almost definitely want a whole box, that kind of thing at my shop. So I'm going to try to sell as many locally as possible, even if I got to hit like Facebook and Craigslist. I don't really care what the singles price is because, believe it or not, for a hell of a time delay, the singles price have very little influence on the actual like willingness of people to pay one price over another for a sealed box. I know how silly that sounds, but it's true. Some people just want to open a box of Modern Masters. They're not that concerned about the exact precise EV. Like very few people are like, oh, I was going to buy one, a box for $190 locally. Oh, but then the EV dropped another $20, so now I'm not going to. No, it's like, I like Modern. I need more Modern cards to build decks. I like opening stuff. Yay, it's fun. Or I want to draft with my friends, the end. I'd say that describes quite a few people. So believe it or not, for about the first, couple days at least, usually it's just plain, hi, I want a box, the end. Don't care about the value. So if I could ditch them for, $225 or something reasonable like that, I said $190 because, that's usually my friend's price. But yeah, if I can get somewhere between that, guaranteed money. Ta-da, profit. I don't care what happens to singles prices after that, and that is comforting. No matter what, I am going to open one box on camera, though, and I actually have a really interesting, fun idea. Just kidding, I'm completely and utterly ripping off what other people have done in the past. Leave your guess down in the comment section below if you think you know what I'm going to do for a very special box opening. And no, it's not like give it away or like have people comment and they sponsor a pack or none of that. Surprise, surprise, I'm broke, I'm keeping the box. But guess what I'm adding to the opening. That's what you have to guess. And I have a feeling somebody will guess it because I've given the hint that it's what somebody did before. I don't think anybody in the Magic world has done it. Pokemon people have done it, though. So anyway, that's the news, updates, and advice all updated for this week, I guess, until things get even crazier with Modern Masters 3. So be watching my channel for any future updates and let you know what's going on with prices and stuff closer to the release date. I'll see you guys next video.